be that leader, not only that emotional leader, but throw the ball accurately, on time. Again, it gets back to that run game with Justin Jackson. That they need to help Clayton Thorson in the passing game out. How do you do that? You do it with a great run game.
Well, Mike Jinks opened up the year against Michigan State, and now in week 3 takes on another Big Ten opponent. But the Falcons in the past, in the last 6 games, they're 500 against Big Ten teams.
And Bowling Green's done well against the Big Ten. A good history against them. And so they're going to come here. They're going to play hard and look for the ball to get up in the air. And a lot of bombs in the air from Bowling Green tonight.
A full slate of Big Ten action here throughout the day. We got 2 games taking place here tonight. Settle in. We've got football to play here from Ryan Field. Matthew Wilcox for Bowling Green. Our impact players brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. What do you got, Chuck?
Well, you have James Morgan and Datron Guyton. That's starting to become a nice combination in their passing offense. Need a little bit more percentage or higher percentage, but look for that combo tonight. And then Patty Fisher, we talked about at the outset. He's 6'4", 245-pound linebacker. You don't see too many 6'4" guys playing middle linebacker. They'll be all over the field.
James Morgan, a redshirt sophomore. The scouting report on him, he's got an arm. They were trailing South Dakota. He was forced into some passing situations and recorded the first 2 offensive touchdowns of the year. It took him into the 3rd quarter to score an offensive touchdown this season. In the gun, Morgan's going to look to throw across the middle, and the pass breakup, Igwebuike was there, but there's a flag on the play. Pass intended for Scott Miller. Jerry McGinn is our referee here tonight.
Looks like pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. Automatic. First down.
So Godwin Igwebuike, really considered one of the better safeties in the country. What'd you see on that play?
Well, James Morgan was late throwing the football and just forced it. Igwebuike just late or early getting there on the pass break. Just hit him too early.
From the 40, it's the handoff to Josh Cleveland. He's kind of the lightning part of the backfield there that brings a thunder and lightning approach. We could see as many as 3 running backs for Bowling Green here tonight.
Yeah, he's only 5'8", 179, but he's averaging over 5 yards a play. And they need to get the run game going, too. Coach Jenks said they need to establish that as well, and they're trying to do it early here.
Pick up a 5 on 2nd and 5. Morgan gets hit from behind, and the ball is loose. Cleveland picks it up, but a huge loss for Bowling Green.
And that is a backward pass, and that ball was live as James Morgan got hit in the pocket. Here he is in the pocket, gets hit, ball goes backwards. That is a live ball. Bowling Green jumps on it.
And how about the head coach trying to get this crowd into it? It was Jordan Thompson providing the pressure, a loss of 16 for BG. Cleveland still in the offset. He gets the handoff. And a pickup of a few. Patty Fisher on the tackle.
And Bowling Green decides to go conservative there. It's 3rd and forever. Just run the ball, get a little bit more yards for your punter. Play the field position game early. Good decision to run that draw play.
And that'll bring in Joseph Davison, one of the better punters in the country. Career punting average, almost 45 yards. Flynn Nagel back to receive. And making the fair catch call. Northwestern will get it at about its own 25. Our Auto Owners impact players when Northwestern has the ball.
Well, your 2 leaders are Clayton Thorson and Justin Jackson. They have to get going, have a good game here tonight. They're the leaders of your football team. Nate Locke for Bowling Green, excellent middle linebacker all over the field. The first couple of games, look for the same tonight. He's their leader.
Our first look at this Northwestern offense. Justin Jackson in the offset. Takes the handoff, working his way around the edge for a pickup of 4.
offensive coordinator Mick McCall wants to get the ball to the outside right away with Justin Jackson with it, show his speed.
And you mentioned the tempo. Northwestern's going to try to get the snap off in about 10 to 15 seconds on the play clock. Jackson now sitting in the slot. Thorson looking to the right, finds Jackson, and he'll be just short of the first down marker.
Well, Justin's just as good as a pass receiver as he is a rusher. That's why he's premier, in my opinion. He has great soft hands. He's a weapon in the passing game. Clayton Thorson knows it. Throws a little flat route. Now they're in third and short. They had too many third and longs last week. This is where they want to get to on third down, third and short.
Northwestern 1 in 10, 1 for 10 in third down opportunities last week against Duke. Garrett Dickerson in motion. It's Thorson under center, and he finds Garrett Dickerson on the sideline.
Little rollout, play action pass. Clayton Thorson on the move. So if it's not there in the passing game, Clayton can run the ball. He sees Dickerson. Dickerson's a big target. 6'3", 248. Need to get him the ball more.
Hand off to Jackson. A little wiggle room right at the first down marker. And Northwestern clearly trying to make an emphasis in getting the ball into Jackson's hands.
Yeah, they're going to establish him early. And you saw Justin Jackson, the way he can move. He could go sideways just as fast as he can go up the field. You saw it right there. Establish his run game early.
Picked up the one score in week 1 against Nevada. Thorson, this time looking to the right side. The pass broken up. Robert Jackson on the coverage. The intended receiver, Garrett Dickerson. You see Clayton Thorson's numbers this year. A couple of touchdowns, but those 3 interceptions are what jump out.
It's all about mechanics with Clayton. You know, he had great mechanics in that first game. He got away from them against Duke. Just started throwing all arms. So far, so good with his footwork tonight and throwing accurate footballs.
John Moten, the running back, now for Northwestern. And the handoff to Moten, who will leapfrog, and no gain.
Don't think he made that. The third and short. And that's tried a little counter play, a little power play, and Bowling Green sniffed it out. They're going to the punt.
Does that surprise you?
It does. I thought they'd go for it on a 4th and 1, establish that offense in that run game, especially up front.
Pat Fitzgerald is not shy, going for it on 4th down, decides not to go for it this time. Marcus Milton back for Bowling Green. And Hunter Nicewander, his first punt of the night. Fair catch call for Milton. And Bowling Green will have a long ways to go. No score here in prime time between Bowling Green and Northwestern. Would probably be the best pass rusher if he was playing right now. Hands off again to Cleveland up the middle. And Sam Miller on the tackle.
And Bowling Green just playing it safe, being deep down in their own territory instead of throwing the football. And they haven't had a high percentage throwing the ball. So that, again, they're trying to play it smart, close to the vest right now. Give some room to your punter.
Last week, a couple of 3-and-outs. Already a couple of 3-and-outs for Bowling Green. Flynn Nagel back. A low punt for Joseph Davidson. Nagel's going to field it. And stopped right at midfield. Elijah Ballou with the tackle. Tell you what, Flynn Nagel had some space there to work with. Northwestern's offense will go back to work after this. Football on BTN is presented by John Deere Gator Utility Vehicles. Go tough, go strong, go Gator. And brought to you by Discover Card. We treat you like you treat you. Beautiful look at downtown Evanston, Illinois. Ryan Field, Chuck Long, Lisa Byington with you. Appreciate you tuning in. Week 3 battle here between Northwestern and Bowling Green. Moten with the take. So far, we've seen Justin Jackson and John Moten. We have yet to see Jeremy Larkin here in the backfield. Offensive struggles last week against Duke. You take your pick. They had plenty of them.
Yeah, I think their longest play last week was 24 yards too. But you see the third down conversions. Usually you're not doing well on first down if you're 1 on 10 on third down.
And off to the outside, looking to cut the corner. And Nate Locke on the tackle. Middle linebacker for Bowling Green. Moten again with the carry.
Yeah, get John Moten to the outside like they did with Justin Jackson early in the game. Looks they feel that, hey, we got to get outside on this Bowling Green defense. And now they're in those 3rd and manageables. They weren't in that last week, and now they're in that 3rd and 1.
Fake to Jackson. Thorson's going to take it himself. Using the team's wheels a little bit.
You can run for 6'4", 220. Here he is with a little quarterback to side option. And he made a nice read on the defensive end of Bowling Green. He kept it. Had a nice gain. And Clayton Thorson can run. They need to do more, a little more of that with him.
A gain of 18 for 18. Thorson this time. And a miscommunication.
Thorson's pass is incomplete.
Ramad Chowkiel-Bowman was the intended receiver who cut one way and Thorson threw the other.
Yeah, Chowkiel-Bowman ran the comeback on the outside, and Clayton Thorson thought he was running the go route. He didn't get on the same page. That happens sometimes early in the game.
Chowkiel-Bowman, a redshirt freshman. Handoff to Larkin. This is our first look at the redshirt freshman here tonight. Posey there on the tackle.
Good job by offensive coordinator Mick McCall, Northwestern, going to a running game again to get it in that 3rd manageable, 3rd medium. You don't want to be in 3rd and long like they were last week. So after the incomplete pass, they go back to the run. Now they're 3rd medium. There's a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd medium.
Larkin in motion to the offset. Thorson again with the keep. He's got some space to move to the 5-yard line for the Cats.
Well, the quarterback read game, and what he's doing there is reading the defensive end of Bowling Green. If the defensive end sucks into the running back, then he's going to keep it. Excellent read by Clayton Thorson and get to the outside where we're safe.
A gain of 14. This Bowling Green defense had struggled in the first 2 weeks with a running quarterback. Justin Jackson back in for Northwestern. Takes the handoff, right side. A little shake and bake, headed for the end zone. The dive, touchdown. Jackson gets the first 6.
It was really the last 3 plays that Mick McCall called, the offensive coordinator, with the same play. Clayton Thorson kept it twice. This time he gives it to Justin Jackson right around the end. That's all JJ. Great effort in the corner.
Extra point for Charlie Kubander. Freshman out of Ohio. He has not missed an extra point attempt in his career. It was all Russian on this drive for Northwestern. The capper from number 21. Next Saturday, BTN Tailgate is back and on campus at Purdue to get you ready for the Wolverines and Boilermakers, as well as the rest of the Big Ten slate. BTN Tailgate presented by Geico next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on BTN. We got Dave and Stanley, Jerry, Spice, and Michelle, who will be back. It was always a fun show last year. How about the scoring drive? We wondered if Northwestern could get the run game going. I think we had our answer on that drive.
We did, and they ran the same play three times in a row. Clayton Thorson kept it twice, and then the 3rd time he gives it to Justin Jackson for the touchdown. But that's simple play calling and letting your kids execute.
Matthew Wilcox back to receive for Bowling Green. He's taken it out. Tackled just before the 20-yard line. Let's go back to the Justin Jackson scamper.
Well, this is a tough block for Garrett Dickerson. He's right down here. on the left-hand side. He's got to reach number 19, Brandon Harris. Has to reach him and stalemate him at least to set that edge. He reaches, he stalemates him, he gives Justin Jackson just enough block to get to the corner for the touchdown. That's a tough block, well executed by Derek Dickinson.
Now this Bowling Green offense going back to work. A couple of 3-and-outs in the first quarter. Hand off to Wilson. He's got some room to run. Runs into a pile of black jerseys.
Just inside zone, nothing fancy from Bowling Green so far. Just some inside zone run game, and that's about it. They're trying to establish that line of scrimmage. They feel like they can move the ball on that Northwestern D line. We'll see what happens by the fourth quarter.
Donovan Wilson is the redshirt senior. Play fake out to the outside. And pass complete to Datron Guyton. He's the speedster on this team, and he's going to attract probably the best corner.
Yeah, he is. He will. And here's just a little play-action fake and a bullet by Morgan. Just a simple hitch route on the outside. Simple passing game off the run game.
Morgan again drops it off into the center. Scott Miller. Patty Fisher. And his third game as a Northwestern Wildcat, really kind of solidifying himself in the middle.
He's fun to watch. He's all over the field. He's big, strong, rangy, very instinctive. He'll be a superstar in this league.
Second and long. Again, the handoff to Wilson. Donovan Wilson is the Georgia Tech transfer. And Bowling Green will use 3 running backs primarily. Wilson is one, but under Mike Jenks, yeah, the running game was key for them too.
It is. And again, it helps you get in third medium. I can't say that enough, because usually third and longs all day mean you're not very good in the run game and on first down. Now they're in a third manageable because of the run game. Northwestern play a lot man-to-man here.
They send for Morgan, and the diving catch. It's complete to Matthew Wilcox.
That was a great catch by Wilcox, because that was a bullet from Morgan. You know, he possesses a strong arm, and he just threw a bullet low. Wilcox came up with that ball. Excellent hands on that play.
A gain of 5, so they move the chains for Bowling Green. Flirting around midfield. Wilson again, who gets wrapped up.
And Bowling Green starting to pick up the tempo as well here.
Pickup of 3 for Wilson. Tyler Lancaster wearing that number 1 in on the tackle.
Northwestern getting their subs in, trying to get more people in there, keep them fresh.
Pressure again coming, pocket collapsing, and he overshot Guyton.
Well, sometimes you're going to get that with James Morgan. He has not been accurate so far this year. We've mentioned the strong arm, but there's a lot more to that. To be a good quarterback, he has to work on that accuracy. He had a chance to complete that ball, he just threw it high.
You're looking at Tyler Lancaster, and he's wearing the number 1. You don't see a defensive tackle really wearing number 1 very often, but it represents the number 1 hardest worker, or the ultimate Wildcat, something that Pat Fitzgerald has started during his tenure. Third and long for Bowling Green. Morgan back to throw. Again, it's Wilcox, who's got the first down and a little bit more.
Morgan's pass is complete to Matthew Wilcox.
They caught Northwestern man-to-man, a little bit of confusion on the motion. And when you have man-to-man and you run crossing routes, they are tough to cover and can result in big gains against man-to-man.
A gain of 33 yards. The best drive here so far for Bowling Green. Again, the handoff to Cleveland. Cleveland headed towards the end zone. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
offensive coordinator, Kevin Kilmer, and play caller for Bowling Green really set all of those plays up on that drive. He spread them out with the passing game. They're just the end, going back to the inside zone. Had Northwestern spread out. The linebackers weren't there. That second level wasn't there. And that was excellent play calling and set those plays up during the course of that drive.
First touchdown of the year for Josh Cleveland. Jake Suter in for the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Northwestern challenge Bowling Green, and the Falcons. Tie game here between Bowling Green and Northwestern. Big Ten football brought to you by John Deere. Cleveland capped it off, a 9-play, 81-yard drive. Chuck Long, before the start of that drive, -1 yards on offense here for Bowling Green. They picked up 81 on that scoring drive.
Yeah, they mixed it up well between James Morgan, the quarterback, and the running backs, and with Cleveland, and hit that inside zone and got Northwestern spread out with the passing game, especially those crossing routes for big plays, and then hit them with the inside zone for the touchdown.
Moten and Jelani Roberts back to receive for Northwestern, and Moten with the take. Gets up near the 30-yard line. Let's go back to that touchdown by Bowling Green.
Watch the center, number 71, Tim McCullough for Bowling Green. This is great center work right here. He's going to help out his left guard with the nose guard, boom, with his left hand, and pops up on Brett Walsh, the linebacker of Northwestern, to spring Cleveland for the touchdown. That is excellent offensive line and center work, blocking 2 guys in one play.
McCullough, one of the Illinois natives coming back. He's a redshirt senior out of Lamont, Illinois. Bowling Green has a couple of Chicagoland natives.
Both defenses playing a lot of man-to-man so far, challenging that line of scrimmage, trying to stop the run game.
Northwestern going option. Thorson will keep it. We were wondering how much option we would see from the Cats here tonight.
And that's a good play call, because when you're facing man-to-man defense, it's hard. It's the option play is good against man-to-man because no one accounts for the quarterback. That's why Clayton Thorson kept that ball. They were on Justin. Clayton made a smart decision, keeping that football for a nice game.
Thorson now with 39 rushing yards already tonight. Back to throw this time. He'll find Jackson, who gets drilled. Cameron Jeffrey standing right there.
And just a little option route to the boundary. And right now, Clayton Thorson is going to Justin Jackson quite a bit. Now he has to keep the ball down, save him from that big hit. But he needs to look down the field a little bit longer, a little bit more. I know he has that favorite receiver, Justin Jackson, come out of the backfield.
Johnny Robertson motion, play fake. Thorson this time going deep. He's got a chance. Benedict Skowronek with the take for the score. A 58-yard toss, and Northwestern back up.
One of the better long ball throws I've seen Clayton Thorson throw this year. Put it way up in the air, nice and high. Let Skowronek run underneath it. Excellent play call. Had great protection. Used 8 men in protection for Clayton. 2-man route. Skowronek gets behind the defense. Excellent execution.
Kubander with the extra point. A perfect 8 for 8 on the year. The longest play for Northwestern this season. And Thorson is loving it. 14-7 in the first quarter. We're back and forth. All of a sudden, we've got a scoring barrage between these two teams.
Yeah, we have a game going so far. But that was two great drives. One by Bowling Green, now Northwestern with the big play. And as I mentioned, they only had to play him over 24 yards one time last week. So that was a good start, getting that ball up in the air early in this game.
Well, the 58-yarder will take care of that. Wilcox to receive. Again, he'll bring it out. That might not be the smartest of decisions.
Special teams coverage on the kickoff team for Northwestern. Get that team fired up.
Nathan Fox was all over it.
See Coach Fitzgerald, he's full of energy. And when he has the energy, they seem to do better.
I don't think you could ever accuse Pat Fitzgerald of coming with zero energy.
Right. He loves good special teams play.
Again, negative yardage on the first 2 drives. Bowling Green took care of that. Backed up, though, against its own end zone again. Josh Cleveland. Another scamper. And Northwestern having a tough time bringing the little guy down.
Yeah, just missed tackles there. I mean, Josh Cleveland is making a miss, and all good running backs will make the first man miss. There he is. This should be stopped. Breaks the tackle there, and they're giving him he's a hot hand. Let's give him the ball. Keeping him in the game. He's in a good rhythm.
Gain of 16. And again, he overshoots Theo Redding. James Morgan coming into tonight had a 38% completion percentage. That was the worst in the country for a starting quarterback.
And right there, he didn't set his feet. He's used his arm, just all arm right there. Didn't set his feet, open his left hip to throw that ball. A lot of big arm quarterbacks think they just get away with that without using their feet.
Matt Domer in for the first time, gets the toss. He's headed for the sideline. James Morgan, a redshirt sophomore out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Instant impact. He got some playing time really last year towards the end of the season. Passing touchdown 16, good, but he'd like to improve on the 15 interceptions from last year.
Yeah, and usually you see the biggest jump from year 1 to year 2. So far, that has not played out this year, but they've played better opponents. I think you'll see it play out for James Morgan as the year goes, as they get into their conference.
And a timeout is called by Bowling Green. We will step aside here for 30 seconds as Bowling Green chats about it with 49 seconds to go in the first. Trailing by a touchdown. Well, next Saturday, it's another great slate of Big Ten football with some prominent programs on display. It all gets underway with BTN Tailgate at 10 a.m. Eastern on BTN and Fox. We're streaming live on BTN To Go and Fox Sports Go. All kinds of action going on here today. One of the big surprises, Nebraska losing at home. Michigan was tested at home by Air Force. Hands off again to Cleveland. He has been the answer to the run game for Bowling Green tonight.
Well, Northwestern brought the blitz off the edge there, and Cleveland just went right underneath it, went right past it. And this offense is starting to pick up the pace as well, trying to keep Northwestern from substituting.
Over 60 yards rushing already on the night for Cleveland. Short pass, again, Patty Fisher wrapping things up. Side Dabney is there for the catch.
And James Morgan, he needs to learn a little bit of touch over the ball. I mean, he's throwing every single football the same way. And I'm really surprised some of his receivers have caught these balls over the middle, because they are rockets coming out.
End of the first quarter. Some scoring towards the end from both of these teams, with Northwestern leading 14-7. Field in Evanston, Illinois, the start of the second quarter, and Northwestern ahead 14-7 with the Iowa standout Chuck Long. I'm Lisa Byington. There were running game questions really for both of these teams. We found some running game answers there in the first quarter.
Well, when we talked to both coaches this week, what did they say? We need to establish the run. They're doing that tonight. And guess what? It's led to better passing as well. The run sets up the pass. You're seeing that so far tonight.
We talk about Morgan as a quarterback here, and he passes off to Josh Cleveland. But how have you seen him kind of adjust a little bit here as this game has gone on?
Well, he's had a couple of errant throws, and as I talked about it before, he doesn't always set his feet. He does have a strong arm, but he is throwing the ball a little bit better tonight, but he's making good decisions. He's not throwing the ball into traffic. He's making good decisions, and they're keeping that ball on the outside near the numbers where it's a little safer to throw.
A 3rd and 10 situation. Donovan Wilson now is the running back for the Falcons. A 4-receiver set. Morgan to throw, the pocket collapsing, but the middle is opened up, and Guyton has a first down, but the ball is popped loose. Igwebuike with the pickup, and he's taking it deep into Bowling Green territory.
Well, that was a big play and a big hit for the Northwestern defense. Bowling Green had him crossed up again. Nice crossing route over the middle. Northwestern having trouble. There's the big hit and strip. And Igwebuike is right there to pick it up. You see his speed and power. Like a running back out there.
Montre Hardage providing the hard hit, forcing the fumble, and a return of 45 for Igwebuike.
Great strip, hit and strip by Hardage. And Godwin is there to pick it up, help his buddy out.
A red zone opportunity here for Northwestern. Thorson to the end zone. The catch is made. Touchdown. Medic Skoranek with touchdown number 2 on the night.
And Thorson and Skoranek for another big play. Why not? He's 6'4", throw the ball on his back shoulder. He's big and strong. Clayton Thorson knew it. Great back shoulder throw to the end zone. Very hard to cover. But it takes a lot of accuracy to make that play, and nice execution between Skoranek and Thorson. After a turnover, they went right at him with a big play. Caught Bowling Green off on their heels.
Kubander again for the extra point. This score started with the defense. What could this Northwestern secondary do? Igwebuike with the setup, Skoranek with the catch, his 2nd of the night. Then it's Skoranek with a couple of scores. Maybe he's Clayton Thorson's go-to receiver. Well, what a difference a week can make for Northwestern. How about what they did against Duke and now what they're doing here tonight?
Well, it's all about the rush yards. You know, that's what the running game can do for you. It gets you better in overall production, gets you better on 3rd down as well. You need to stick with that run game.
It'll be a touchback. Bowling Green will start on its own 25. Pat Fitzgerald liked the energy of his team this week. And he leaned on his captains, Clayton Thorson being one, Justin Jackson another, Godwin Igwebuike, Tyler Lancaster, those guys to send a very strong message going into tonight.
Yeah, as he should. You know, those guys play a lot of football here. And, you know, as they get older, you should be able to say less to them, and they should be able to be the ones that lead the football team. And you're seeing it so far tonight. Now, on the flip side with Bowling Green, they need to stay with the same game plan. They're hurting Northwestern with some crossing routes and some inside zone. Just because of the fumble, don't panic.
Morgan again, a handoff to Cleveland. Wrapped up by Alex Miller.
Part of the Miller brothers.
For a loss of 4.
Trying that inside draw. It's more of a draw, a slow draw. Northwestern sniffed that out quick.
Alex Miller is the sophomore. Sam Miller on the defensive end is the freshman. Morgan back to throw, and he finds Redding.
They're playing smart football, Bowling Green. They're trying to keep the ball to the outside for James Morgan. You can see a lot better to the outside. It's a lot safer out there. There's not as many bodies. And then hitting them with the crossing route against man-to-man coverage. Very simple passing game for James Morgan. They've caught Northwestern here substituting.
Wrapped up, Matt Domer. This Bowling Green team can go as many as 5 deep at the tailback spot.
They have great depth at tailback, and Northwestern was trying to get their subs on the field, and they almost got caught with 12 men. They were able to stay with the 11 and made the play, but they weren't set.
That'll bring up 4th down. Couple of punts, 47.5 average here tonight. Flynn Nagel back to receive, but Joseph Davison, again, one of the better punters in the country. A big weapon for Bowling Green. And a flag here on the play.
Ball start. Offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And so that will test the leg of Joseph Davidson even more. Semi-finalist for the Ray Guy Award last year, one of the top 10 in 2016. They had a 50-yarder against South Dakota, and he downed a couple inside the 20. This one sailing to Nagel. He's going to field it, and he gets smothered. Clayton Thorson will go back to work. Already with passing grades here tonight. 21-7. Chuck Long, Lisa Byington with you. Clayton Thorson has been so big for this Northwestern offense already.
Well, his mechanics are so much better tonight. He's making great decisions, including the run game. Here's your quarterback run game for a couple of big gains in that. They're going to set his feet after play action and throwing a nice bomb to Skoranek with a lot of air underneath it. Here's the back shoulder throw to Skoranek for the touchdown. He's setting his feet and throwing the ball very accurately.
Handoff to Jackson. Jackson across the 35. Nate Locke on the tackle.
Good numbers tonight. Nice percentage. And again, it stems off of that run game. Had a nice game with Jackson just now and have some tempo going.
And Northwestern continues to be effective here on 1st down. Thorson back to throw. Threads the needle to Garrett Dickerson, who makes his way into Bowling Green territory.
Well, we asked Coach Fitzgerald that we're going to see more Dickerson in the pass game and get him loose, and they're doing that so far. This is a nice little corner route. Thorson looks outside to Jackson with his eyes to suck the defense up. Hits Dickerson for a nice corner out, nice gain. Good eye work by Clayton Thorson. Nice look off.
Play action, Thorson again across the middle. Why not? Right back at Dickerson.
Clayton Thorson is setting these passes up with his eyes. He's looking one way and throwing another to set up that passing route over the middle by Garrett Dickerson. He's found a little combo here.
A gain of 27, and suddenly this Wildcat offense looks like a machine. Trips to Thorson's left. Jackson again, the running back, who will take the handoff. Jackson taking a couple of tacklers with him.
Justin Jackson has a great jump cut in the hole. He goes sideways as fast as he goes north and south of any back I've seen. Hard to tackle him.
Pickup of 6. Again, the handoff to Jackson, who hustles his way in. Touchdown, Northwestern. And Jackson has his 2nd score of the night.
And that was just tempo, drive. We're not going to waste any time here. A couple of big pass plays. Great look off by Clayton Thorson to set up his passing game, along with some nifty running by Justin Jackson, both inside and outside. Excellent play calling by Mick McCall, the offensive coordinator. Nice drive.
Kubander with the extra point. 5 plays, 75 yards. Northwestern offense is rolling early in the 2nd. Tuesday on an all-new Campus Eats, Troy Johnson and Jenny Dell search for the Big Ten's best comfort food. Campus Eats presented by Eat Street, Tuesday at 10 Eastern on BTN. Comfort food is a dangerous approach. Chuck Long.
Who invented that term, comfort food? I think all food's
People
comfortable.
who like to live in comfort. Scoring drive of 5 plays, 75 yards. Justin Jackson with the 2-yard score and his second touchdown of the night. Wilcox again back to receive for Bowling Green. It'll be a touchback.
Watch Clayton Thorson use his eyes here. This is how you do to move defenders away from the receiver you want to go to. Looks to the right, comes back, sets his feet, goes a strike to Dickerson over the ball. You have to help your receivers out as a quarterback by looking off to get them open. Clayton Thorson's doing that tonight. No tunnel vision with him tonight.
When you talk to anyone on this Northwestern offense, including offensive coordinator Mick McCall, he'll tell you how important really even Garrett Dickerson is to make this offense go.
Yeah, I felt like he needed to emerge in this offense to get him more well-rounded, have some young receivers on the outside. He's experienced. Give him the football, and they're doing that.
Wilson is the back. The push for a short gain.
A little inside zone again by Bowling Green. Still trying to establish that line of scrimmage right up the middle. Look for them to throw the ball to the outside or a crossing route. That's been their bread and butter. Outside stops, crossing routes, and inside zone.
Wilson still the back for Bowling Green. To the outside. And Scott Miller. Let's check in with Mike Hall for a Chicago studio update.
Hey, Lise, the other game on your BTN alternate channel right now is Penn State and Georgia State. Man, one thing or another, just get the ball to Saquon Barkley. Look at him go. This is an 85-yard touchdown reception, and he does all the work on his own. The Nittany Lions are up big right now, 21-0.
Mike Hall, thank you very much. There's a flag here on the play, the handoff to Wilson, but the flag towards the near sideline.
Something at the line of scrimmage as far as alignment.
Formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And penalties were a really big story in the last game for Mike Jinks against South Dakota. They had 3 touchdowns called back, 14 penalties resulting in 155 yards.
Yeah, except for this play, this last play. They cleaned it up tonight. I don't feel like they're going to do that. That's how you teach discipline with your football team.
Morgan again to throw. Just a little bit off. He was intended again for Scott Miller.
Yeah, he had Scott Miller open in a little curl spot, and he just overshot him. And Miller was right there in between 3 defenders in a soft spot, nice little soft spot in the defense. He just overshot him.
Miller, a Barrington, Illinois native. He's got about 40 family and friends here tonight. He couldn't wait to play at Ryan Field.
A lot of comfort food for them tonight, huh?
Well played. Wilson takes the handoff. And an ankle tackle. It's Nate Hall.
Bowling Green tried to get some of that back on 2nd long. And now they're 3rd and extra long. Just a little outside zone, and Northwestern's all over. They had 5 guys over there waiting for them. This is a tough play call here because you don't want to make a mistake. You have a quarterback that's doesn't have a high percentage. You want to keep this throw safe.
4th tackle for a loss tonight on 3rd and 17. Morgan's got to sling it, and he connects with Guyton, and a big first down catch for Bowling Green.
And that was a good throw by James Morgan on a quick post to Guyton. And he's a big play receiver, 28 average per catch. Nice quick post, good throw, and good delivery on time.
They needed 17. They got 21. Morgan checks down to Cleveland. Josh Cleveland's got himself a first down and a little bit extra.
Your running back in the passing game is your best friend. He's a nice outlet. Good decision making by James Morgan. He's not forcing the ball. He looked down the field, had nothing. Watch him look down the field. Moves the pocket a little bit. Gets out to Cleveland. There he is with a nice gain. Nice outlet pass. Secondary receiver.
Tack on another 14 to Cleveland's total. Morgan again to Cleveland. And Patty Fisher again on the tackle. Patty Fisher again had a season-high 18 last weekend against Duke.
Patty Fisher said enough of this. Stayed at home, and you know, Cleveland's quick now. You have to break down a little bit earlier on a guy like him. And Patty Fisher played it inside out perfectly.
Fourth tackle on the night for Fisher. Homer's the back this time. Morgan is in trouble. He's getting chased. Gaziano was applying the pressure, but the pass is incomplete. Again, intending for Scott Miller.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. Scott Miller needs to come up with that play. James Morgan was in trouble. He eluded the pressure, got outside the pocket, squared his shoulders and hips, and made a nice throw going to his left, which is very hard to do. That's Scott Miller with a drop. He needs to catch that ball.
Another 3rd and long situation. And a timeout call by Northwestern.
I think they had 12 men on the field, and they had to call a timeout. Trying to get all their subs in. It's hard to do, especially on 3rd down. You want to get your nickel package in or your dime package with an extra defensive back or two, and sometimes they don't come off the field. Good timeout for Northwestern.
Well, Monday night, BTN continues its anniversary celebration with a look at the most exciting moments of the 09-2010 season. BTN, 10 big years, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. That's Monday at 7:30 Eastern on BTN. Man, those 10 years have flown by, huh?
I've been here. This is my 6th year, and they've gone by fast.
I remember, I worked a Northwestern game. The first words out of my mouth were at a Northwestern game. I was a sideline reporter for Northeastern Northwestern. And we were going, the game was taking place the same time as the App State-Michigan game. And our producer kept giving us score updates. And I thought that he had the score backwards. I'm thinking, no way is Michigan losing to App State.
What a way to start the network. Northwestern and Manchester now on 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 for Bowling Green. Morgan looking right side. And the pass breaking up by Northwestern. He was going Matthew Wilcox's way.
They tried to run a crossing route, and Brett Walsh was right there for it. They just dropped him in a zone coverage over the ball to hold off those crossing routes. So that was a nice adjustment by defensive coordinator Mike Hankwitz on the earlier crossing routes that hurt him. Just drop that linebacker and play zone in the hole, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, this is a situation where Joseph Davidson excels. He'll float one. Bowling Green will try to plant it. And it's a decent one. But there's a flag on the play.
Another alignment problem for
Down to 6, flag on the punt.
I don't know how you have false starts on a spread out punt like that. All you have to do is watch the ball.
That's the stuff that gives coaches gray hairs, right?
That one I don't understand. You have them all spread out at the line. You have to watch the ball. You can't hear anything anyway. Drives head coaches nuts.
Legal formation on the kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. 4th down.
And the 3rd penalty for Mike Jinks tonight.
Just misalignment again. Yeah, it looks like they have the slot receivers at the bottom and 2 in the back, too many in the backfield.
So Joseph Davison will try to do it again with Flynn Dangle back. Dangle with a fair catch. He'll make it just about at the 9-yard line.
At the 10-yard
Our United States Marine Corps leader of the game is Tommy Doles, a native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Northwestern's chapter president of Uplifting Athletes, raising money for research and awareness of rare diseases. Tommy is a two-time academic All Big Ten honoree as a political science major and is the Big Ten's representative to the National Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And along those lines, they are making a touchdown pledge here for this game. Each touchdown, you can make a pledge to help the cause. Handoff to Moten.
It's a great choice in Tommy Doles. You know, he's not only a leader on this football team, but he's also played guard and tackle during his career. Very versatile player.
2nd and 10 here for Northwestern. You know, the offensive line is something that Northwestern would like to solidify, especially here in the non-conference season.
Yeah, they've been rotating up to 8 at the offensive line position, as we were watching John Moten up the middle on inside zone, but it's been up to 8 people in rotation in the offensive line, Lisa, and that's not really a recipe for success. It's hard to do that. You want to get your set 5, and I could envision them having their set 5 going into Big Ten play, but they need to get to that moment, get to that point where they have 5 only.
Empty back set now for Northwestern. Justin Jackson in the slot. Thorson looking right, and again finds Dickerson for the first down.
And that Thorson and Dickerson combination is solid tonight, on fire. And that was a long throw by Clayton Thorson. Yeah, on the opposite hash. See his arm strength. Whoa, there's not much air underneath that ball. That's a nice throw. Sees Clayton Thorson's arm strength on a little out route to the opposite side.
How about this? The average that they've gained on the first down, and another decent play here for the Cats. Making Wilson with his first catch.
Yeah, it was making Wilson finally getting loose and on a crossing route. But I just love what Clayton Thorson's doing right now. With his eyes, his feet, looking one way, setting his feet, delivering strikes right now. This is how you play quarterback.
Bunch receiver set to the left, and the handoff to Jeremy Larkin. Larkin with a little bit of push to his run.
That third back in there, Jeremy Larkin, with some power. You know, they're fresh coming in. Bowling Green's getting a little tired. You see their defense, they have their hands on their hips. When you see that on a defense, it means they're tired. Of course, they know that. They're trying to sub in there to keep them fresh.
Gain of 8 for the redshirt freshman out of Ohio, a 2-time player of the year out of Ohio. Jet sweep look for Talani Roberts across midfield.
Love the way that offensive coordinator Mick McCall is calling this game. Great mix between spreading the ball out to all of his players, little jet sweep, little inside-outside zone, throwing the ball inside and outside. Great mix right now for Northwestern.
115 yards on the ground right now for the Cats. Play action, Thorson again, trying to thread the needle, and pass deflected. He was going towards Flynn Nagel's way. Mick McCall knows Bowling Green all too well, was an assistant coach from 2003 to 2007. He said, this is actually the first time I've actually coached against one of my former teams.
That was hard to believe, because usually you cross paths all the time, you're at different spots, but first time ever.
10th year now at Northwestern. He's found his home in Evanston, Illinois. Thorson again looking towards his left side. He will connect and hit hard. Cameron Jeffries on the tackle, but Kyrick McGowan hung on.
Yeah, McGowan, that was a nice catch, because they were playing zone. Bowling Green was in zone. That corner was all over it. Nice job concentrating on that football. Clayton Thorson needs to hold him up with the throw a little bit, save him from that big corner hit against zone.
Well, Thorson's completed 6 of the last 7 passes.
Getting that third and short all night long so far.
Larkin again. And another Northwestern first down. Jeremy Larkin, I mentioned he's out of Ohio. He played at LaSalle as a powerhouse. Jordan Thompson was his teammate.
And they are rotating everybody in like they said they would, trying to get fresh bodies in there. But they're getting into 3rd and manageable, and you know it's easier to call plays when you're 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 10.
Says the former play caller. Dickerson in motion. Fake to Moten. Thorson flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right. He had to get rid of it.
That's a good throwaway. He had nobody open, and Bowling Green did a nice job of their secondary staying in their zone, and good throwaway. Know where you are on the field. You know, you have good field position. It's only a 1st down play. Of course, Coach Fish is mad about something. Maybe he wanted him to run the ball, but I thought that was a good throwaway.
This will be the 10th play of this drive for Northwestern. Moten takes the handoff. Has to break one tackle. His helmet's off.
John on the 4th ball carrier.
It'll be Ben Hale who will have to sit out a play with his helmet popping off.
That was a nice tackle by Hale, though. He was the last line of defense. If he doesn't make that tackle, Northwestern will have 6 points.
3rd and 5. Slings it out to Dickerson, and another 1st down for the Cats.
Late Thorson. Garrett Dickerson's been good all night long. That was a nice back shoulder corner throw away from that corner defender. Now watch this. Setting his feet, throwing it. Little back shoulder just away from that defender. That's a nice touch throw with good accuracy on the back shoulder.
5 catches on the night for Dickerson. Larkin will cut back. He's thinking end zone. He reaches end zone. Jeremy Larkin's 1st touchdown of his career.
And Jeremy Larkin shows some power and strength on that run. That's a fresh running back against a tired Bowling Green defense. Good job of the offensive coaches substituting, getting Larkin in there, who's fresh, and he showed his power and speed for his 1st touchdown.
Kubander gets the extra point. 35 points for a Northwestern offense that struggled just a week ago. Boy, what a difference 7 days makes. Northwestern putting up 35 so far in this 1st half with 2 minutes here to play before halftime.
It's been efficient. I mean, 13 plays, 90 yards. I mean, that's very efficient. They're using some clock at the same time, and this is how they, you know, I saw them in the 1st game doing this, especially in the 2nd half, and I don't know what happened last week, but they're back on track.
You know what? Pat Fitzgerald doesn't know what happened last week either. Wilcox again. And Cairo with the tackle. Coming up next, the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave, Jerry, Howard have been working long hours again here on this Saturday. They started early, they end late.
Those guys have been hard workers for 10 years, haven't they, Lisa?
Have they?
They're in that studio all day Saturday from like 6 a.m. till 1 a.m. And I'm actually going to jump in that studio starting next week, so I'm going to have those same hours.
Are you really?
You feel sorry for me?
No, I don't at all. And no, I'm not going to work that shift either. Morgan going back to work. Finds Scott Miller. Again, Miller, the Barrington, Illinois native.
Yeah, keeping the ball on the outside, keeping those safe throws. I think both coordinators are really calling a good game for their quarterbacks tonight on both sides. And just when you're having a quarterback that's struggling with percentage and accuracy, keep the ball safe to the outside. You don't have to read as much out there.
Miller's 3rd catch tonight. Wilson in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. And he's met by Patty Fisher. Patty Fisher, you know, Pat Fitzgerald, when he was talking to us on Friday, he said, I don't even know how we got Patty Fisher out of Texas.
Yeah, how'd they get him out of Texas? Coach Fitzgerald thought they had no chance. And here he is in a Northwestern uniform, and again, a great future ahead for him.
3rd and 1. Oregon going to throw on 3rd and 1. Oh, nearly intercepted. The pass was deflected, and Montre Hartage nearly had another pick.
And they didn't want to go to Hartage's side in this game. They wanted to stay away from that side. That's why. He's their best cover corner. They lock him up in man-to-man coverage all day long. And James Morgan was late with that throw. He's lucky. You're late to Hartage, you're in trouble.
Hartage has 6 career interceptions. He's 2 off of the top 10 in Northwestern history. We talked to those Bowling Green coaches. They said, we need to steer clear of 24 tonight.
Right. You're probably telling Morgan that on the sideline right now.
No, goes over the head of Flynn Nagel. That is a mistake he might hear about.
You know, special teams is so important to every head coach. You know, I have head coaches tell me, we may lose on offense in a day or defense in a day, but never lose on special teams. Shouldn't pick that ball up. Just let it roll. That's a dangerous decision there.
And you never want to really have the meet and greet with the head coach when you're walking back to the sideline like that.
He's saying, just let it roll. Don't pick that up.
Empty back set now for Northwestern. Jackson. And the pass is made to Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown is the Oregon transfer.
Like to see Jalen Brown more, Macon Wilson more in the pass game. Flynn Nagel starting to spread the ball around a little bit.
Brown's not getting up.
Holding that knee, that right knee.
I mentioned he's a transfer out of Oregon. Had 4 touchdowns and over 400 receiving yards with them. We'll take one more look at the play.
There's just a crossing route here. Good throw, just kept him on the run. See what happens here at the end. Can't really see it there. There it is again. Looks like his right knee just buckled.
We will step aside for 30 seconds. Tori Lindley and this Northwestern athletic training staff tending to Jalen Brown. This is how they are helping Jalen Brown off the field, and that's not a good sign.
Not a good sign. Can't put any weight on it. If that young man comes back quick. There it is on the crossing route right here. Good throw. Thorson keeps him on the run. Makes the grab. It looks like the right foot just got stuck in the turf on the tackle.
Hand off to Jackson. Who will pick up a Northwestern first down as the final few seconds of the half tick away. You know, Jalen Brown, they were hoping that he could provide a little bit of depth in the receiving core. Northwestern's already lost Solomon Vault to a hip surgery back in the spring. Thorson back to throw on the run.
And even though Northwestern's up by a large amount now, you still want to work your game. You still want to work your 2-minute drill. This is where you get better at your 2-minute drill because you're going to need it down the road in a crucial game. Now you want to work the score here. You always want to go in the locker room with a lead, which they will. And you want to work the score, you want to work that 2-minute drill.
Moulton lining up as a receiver. And another empty look for Northwestern across the middle, and it's Nagel with the first down catch.
A bullet over the football on a middle route. And here they go. First down, clock stops. Get the ball snapped.
The Wildcats are thinking points here before the half. Thorson again at the 50. And he's pulled down by Bowling Green.
That's right, they're going to let the clock run on the sack. Yeah, that was a cover sack there. He had time to throw. Good job by the secondary, Bowling Green.
And that'll be the first half. Our halftime score, big production from this Wildcat offense, 35-7. After the break, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave Rebson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith will get you caught up on all the highlights from around the Big Ten.
Time in Evanston, Justin Jackson, one of his 2 touchdowns so far for Northwestern. The Wildcats rolling at the break on top of Bowling Green, 35-7. As we welcome you in, the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave Rebson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith. 35 points, already a season high for the Wildcats. Clayton Thorson over 200 yards through the air, but I know what's jumped out at you is the way they've incorporated him into the run game, Jerry.
Yeah, we talked this morning as a way to help the offensive line block the run is to get the quarterback involved. Now, last week, I don't think Clayton Thorson ran any option plays. Today, he's carried the ball 4 times. Let's take a look at some. Okay, this is 3rd and 1. And just the fact now that Bowling Green, the rest of the game, of course, now probably not the rest of the game because it's going to be a one-sided game. But coming into the game and early in the game, once Thorson started to run the option, Howard, Bowling Green had to set their defense to defend it, and they weren't equipped to do that. Now, the rest of the game to run Thorson, it doesn't make any sense, and they're not going to become an option team. It just changes the design of the defense when the quarterback is a run threat.
Yeah, it really seemed like they got into a rhythm offensively. Thought they did an outstanding job. On the defensive side, Bowling Green started to make some plays early, but the defense really settled down and really contained them, holding them to under 200 yards total offense for the first half, which is a nice job for them.
The turnover was huge. That was a big momentum swing in a 14-7 game. Hardage with the strip, and then Igwebuike, the long return, and Northwestern was rolling from there. And how about this, guys? Just 1 tackle for loss allowed. It was the last play of the first half, that sack. Offensive line has been much maligned, but certainly doing its job here tonight. As a result, Northwestern with the big lead. That one of 2 late games in the Big Ten tonight. The other one featuring Penn State and Georgia State. Saquon Barkley's been relatively contained in the run game, but in the pass game, they've gotten him going in a big way. 138 receiving yards, 85 in one fell swoop. Penn State on top 14-0, and they, too, are rolling. McSorley to Deshaun Hamilton has already thrown 3 touchdown passes in this game. Penn State, a big lead. It is 35-0 as they inch toward the half. Ohio State and Army, the Buckeyes bouncing back from the loss to Oklahoma. There's J.T. Barrett. He accounted for 3 touchdowns in this game. 107 now for his career. He passed Drew Brees for first all-time in the Big Ten. The 5-yard touchdown run there put the Bucs on top 7-0 early. Then it was J.K. Dobbins. 172 yards on the ground for him. The Bucs averaged 8.5 yards per play. 52 on that touchdown run for Dobbins. 38-7 in favor of the Buckeyes. In the Big Ten, and we start in the Big House. Michigan and Air Force. How about Olympian Simone Biles on hand and wearing her maize as she watched the Wolverines and saw Donovan Peoples-Jones. The longest punt return for Michigan in 11 years.
And to the right. You're so good.
79 yards for the touchdown. The Wolverines struggled at times on offense, but they do get the win over the Falcons, 29-13. Still perfect on the year, as is Wisconsin, first Big Ten team ever to visit Provo, Utah. Alex Hornibrook set Wisconsin's completion percentage mark for a single game, 18 of 19, Howard.
He was on fire. That was a 3rd and 5 situation, throws a touchdown, 3rd and 8, long distance. Still makes the perfect throw. Really had protection all day from that offensive line. And then 3rd and 18, let's throw it to Troy Fumagalli.
40-6, the final. Nebraska trying to bounce back from the loss to Oregon, hosting Northern Illinois.
Bad way to start.
Yeah. Tanner Lee, the pick 6. Shawan Lurie, who intercepted 9 passes 2 years ago to lead the nation. One of 3 picks thrown by Lee. He's had 7 in the last 2 weeks. Huskies were on top 14-0. Nebraska came back to take the lead, but Jordan Huff takes it in from 2 yards out, and NIU knocks off Nebraska 21 to 17. It was so. I must say it was so. Iowa and North Texas. Hawkeyes got a battle in this one as well. In fact, down late in the third quarter with Nate Stanley. It's Noah Fant, one of 2 touchdown passes for Stanley. Iowa goes on top, and they would stay on top. Ivory Kelly Martin. The Hawks are 3-0, 31-14, the final there. Minnesota and Middle Tennessee. This was a ground and pound game for the Gophers. Kobe McCrary, one of 2 Minnesota backs to go over 100 yards as Minnesota cruises 34-3. Also still perfect. How about Purdue, Jerry?
Is it the story of the year so far in the Big Ten? I mean, it's got to be. How about this? A little inside zone, bust it wide open. Missouri's not real good on defense, but we shouldn't take anything away from Purdue. SEC game on the road. This program wouldn't do that a couple years ago. Terrific play call as expected from Jeff Clark.
What's done it last year?
Correct.
Yes, 35-3.
Help them out.
Is the fun. That last year was included in recent years.
Well, you said a couple of years ago. I just want to clarify what's done it last year either. It was nitpicky, I'll admit it. Morgan State and Rutgers. How about Rutgers ending the nation's longest losing streak? Jonathan Lewis was great. Ran for 4 touchdowns, threw for 1 as they roll 65-zip. We roll on the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report.
Football at BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Safe, sound, secure for over 100 years. Visit AutoOwnersInsurance.com. And by Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win. A perfect day and night here in Chicagoland. And if you're a Northwestern fan, it was a picture-perfect first half, a 35-7 advantage. With the Iowa standout, the College Football Hall of Famer Chuck Long, I'm Lisa Byington. Well, Pat Fitzgerald is wondering, where was this offense a week ago?
Oh, it's been night and day, right? Offense finally got back on track. Clayton Thorson's hit 7 different receivers tonight, but it's all been set up by the running game. They came out and established a running game with Justin Jackson, and they needed to do that, and they're rolling now.
Clayton Thornton, all the Wheaton North grads, stand up. Chuck Long, look at our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison and the Wheaton North grad, what he's been able to do in the first half.
I think both quarterbacks have played pretty well and haven't made mistakes. Obviously, no interceptions by either one of them, but you see Thorson has the edge with percentage and yardage, but he's getting big plays out of his receivers after the catch. But Clayton Thorson is setting his feet, using his eyes to move those defenders around and placing the ball very accurately and keeping his receivers on the move. And that's been the big difference. That's the difference in both quarterbacks right now.
You mentioned the 13 passes to 7 different receivers. Northwestern also effective on first downs and third down conversions. More to talk about around the corner. Well, you got to believe when Northwestern is ahead 35-7, you got to believe the folks in purple are smiling from ear to ear. Welcome back to Evanston. Chuck Long and Lisa Byington with you. Our SoFi in the huddle. Let's break down Clayton Thorson's game in the first half.
Well, he's using his eyes so much better than he did last week. Let me give an example of that. Looking off his receivers, here he is. He wants to get those defenders away from the receiver he wants to throw the ball to, so he's looking away right now. Then he comes back and hits Dickerson over the middle for a big gain. It's good to get Dickerson involved in the offense. And then he's making good decisions with the quarterback run game, reading that defensive end of Bowling Green, pulling it, tucking it, getting to the outside. Really good decision. Here's another one, really good decision making with both the pass game and the quarterback run game. It's been Clayton Thorson, but I should note his offensive line's done a nice job tonight protecting him and making those run holes big. So it's been a good offensive line play as well.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest questions. So in the huddle, brought to you by SoFi, the preferred financial partner of the Big Ten Conference. I joked about being a Wheaton North grad. That's because he played for the Wheaton North Fighting Chuck Longs.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Because you're a grad from Wheaton North too.
Exactly. He's a Wheaton North Falcon like myself. I went around to all the restaurants and I made them play a video of me 24/7 now the entire fall. so they don't forget about me, Lisa, because he's taking over the town. Now, he's a great young man, and got a chance to visit with him yesterday. Very sharp, smile on his face, very positive. He's turned into a leader for this football team.
He even told you got to check out a barbecue place you haven't been to in Wheaton yet. Start of the second half. It's Jelani Roberts fielding the kick, getting to about the 15-yard line. You know, goodness gracious, thank goodness for Clayton Thorson, and thank goodness for old photos that Wheaton North keeps. How about this class of 2014? But wait for it. Wait for it. We got more. Who's number 12?
Well, you know, 12 was the big number, and so was the hair. You had a lot more hair back then. That was the 70s, Lisa. We all had hair. People don't know this. I told Clayton this, but we won a state championship in 1979. I threw for -3 yards in that football game.
You did not.
And we won the football game.
How do you win a state title when you throw for -3?
Run game and defense.
Jackson locked up for a loss, but hey, our thanks, by the way, to Michelle Adams in the athletic department for, you know, every broadcast would be better if we all showed Chuck Long photos. The world would be a better place.
Yeah, I had plenty. Where'd you get that from? My mother? My mother sent that one to you?
Your mom, the school. We had all kinds of choices. Everyone is willing to throw Chuck Long under the bus. Play action to Jackson, and the connection is made to Nagel. A first down catch for Northwestern.
That was another dart right over the middle for Clayton Thorson. Again, using his eyes and feet. Here he is, looking to the right, shifting back to the left to move that defender. Boy, he's really using his eyes and feet well to look off those Bowling Green defenders. Hitting Nagel right over the middle of the ball. Middle of the field.
A gain of 20 on the pass play. Nagel, the second leading receiver for Northwestern last year, right behind Austin Carr. Here's the handoff to Jackson, waiting for his blockers, trying to sneak through the sideline. He was like half a shoe size short of maybe busting that one open.
Hard to tackle him. He's very elusive. Really better on the outside than he is on the inside. When he gets to the outside, he's more dangerous, especially with his speed.
Pickup of 11. Another empty backfield. We've seen this quite often here tonight for the Cats. Thorson. And it was broken up. Dickerson was the intended receiver.
Incomplete, intended for Garrett Dickerson.
What, the only drop, maybe, of the night? Certainly by Dickerson. There it is. Really throwing darts. That's right on the money. He just took his eyes off the ball. You see that right at the end of the catch. Took his eyes off the ball, looking at that defender. Looked the ball in first.
Thorson this time under center. And again to Dickerson. We will see Clayton Thorson under center maybe a little bit more than we have in his Northwestern career. Maybe about 13% of the time on the offense, Mick McCall told us.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much because they're a shotgun offense, and you don't want to do too much under center. He's more comfortable in the shotgun than he is under center. But it's a good changeup to put your back in the home position. That way you can run the zone play either way.
Thorson standing strong, but pulled down.
And that was a coverage sack by Bowling Green. And they've had some secondary issues themselves at Bowling Green.
Josh Crosland, the freshman, getting some time.
Yeah, really good coverage here. They've had issues in the back end. Now they're a little bit more sound. They're playing a lot more zone this half. That's been their halftime adjustment on Clayton Thorson. Play a little bit more zone.
Second sack of the night. And Thorson was sacked 4 times last week against Duke. So nice wander into punt. And Milton will receive. The special teams had been an issue last week for Bowling Green, but Milton doing a decent job at a flag on the play. The penalties that we've seen here tonight have been on special teams, Chuck.
They've been strange line of scrimmage penalties on the punt teams, which you don't see that often.
Our referee tonight again, Jerry McGinn. Chuck Long, Lisa Byington. We will check in with Dick Honig. We haven't had to do that yet, our rules analyst. If we have any other questions here tonight.
Legal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Yeah, legal formations in both punt units. You rarely see that. And you see, yeah, they're all in the backfield. They need to get up on the line of scrimmage. Find your center. Look at your center. Look at everybody else. They're way behind the center.
Well, you know, it's week 3, so both teams still have some special teams adjustments to make. James Morgan and this Bowling Green offense going back to work. Josh Cleveland getting the handoff.
Cleveland was hot in the first half.
Sam Miller wrapped him up.
Let's see if Northwestern made an adjustment at halftime to stop Cleveland, Josh Cleveland. He ate him up in the first half.
5 tackles for losses tonight. Morgan looking Cleveland's way, getting him out into some space. And Nate Hall on the tackle. Now that is where a guy like Cleveland can be dangerous.
Yes, you get him out in the open field like that on a swing pass, get the ball in his hands quick with his eyes down the field. That's the good thing about swing passes. They get their eyes down the field quicker and make that first guy miss. All good running backs make the first one miss.
4 for 10 on 3rd downs here tonight for the Falcons. Morgan drops it off and connects with T.O. Redding. But Northwestern doesn't have him going anywhere. Brett Walsh with the tackle.
What they're doing with Brett Walsh is just playing zone coverage on those crossing routes, which hurt them early in the game. Now they're playing zone, dropping Brett in that crossing route hole. Because you see Brett Walsh dropping in the hole on your left-hand side. Boom, there he is. Good adjustment by defensive coordinator Mike Hankwitz to go to zone, get Walsh in that crossing hole, stop those crossing routes.
Davidson with the punt, and it is a line drive again, sailing over the head of Flynn Nagel. And Northwestern will get it at about its own 19. Start of the 3rd quarter, no score between these two teams, but Northwestern in dominating fashion. Let's take a look around the Big Ten and some notable performances here in week 3. Ohio State needed a win against Army. They got that pretty convincingly. Wisconsin is Northwestern's next opponent, now outscoring their opponents in the second half. That's for this year, a 72-0 advantage.
Yeah, I want to see Alex Honeybrooke on the road. Big road test at BYU, and I guess he passed the test.
He did. The Wisconsin offense and defense. Badger defense allowed 192 yards and forced 2 turnovers against BYU today. And again, we will know a lot about the West Division in a couple of weeks when Northwestern faces Wisconsin.
It's a wide open division, I think. Could be anybody's game, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch this race the rest of the year.
You picked Northwestern as your West Division win.
I did.
Are you sticking with that?
Well, you bet.
Jackson on the reception.
That's why I'm picking them.
Because of 21?
You see that move?
Well, Justin Jackson was not totally healthy going into Duke. He looks a lot healthier here tonight.
Yeah, just a little flat pass, makes the first guy miss, and always looking for the next move. But I love him out. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. Gets right up the field, even on the sideline.
Takes the handoff. Thorson will move with it again to Dickerson. Eric Dickerson has become the money man for Clayton Thorson.
Yeah, and offensive coordinator Mick McCall has done a nice job getting his veterans involved in this offense. You know, we haven't heard much about Dickerson so far this year, and they have young guys on the outside. Get to your veterans, and they're doing a great job of mixing it and getting it to Dickerson.
He's got 7 catches tonight. He had 5 catches going into the evening. Handoff to Roberts on the jet sweep. Oh, back back the other way he went for his momentum. The ball popped loose. Bowling Green says it has it.
Yeah, Jelani Roberts on the jet sweep. And there was a missile coming from that Bowling Green secondary. Hit it right on the ball. Here's the jet sweep. Going around left-hand side. Ooh, didn't see him coming. Inside out.
Posey with the hard hit.
Look at Posey. Puts his helmet right on the football. And that's where fumbles are caused, when you have the helmet that hits right on the ball.
And Brandon Harris with the fumble recovery.
And he just never saw him. Posey was running inside out, never saw him, and put it right on the football. Yeah, he took a hit.
Athletic training staff talking to Roberts after that hit. Morgan back to throw, pocket collapsing. It's Lancaster who got to him.
Good to see number 1, Tyler Lancaster. You don't see defensive tackles get many sacks, but just kept at it. I don't know what happened with Morgan there. He didn't like anything downfield, tried to run the ball.
You talk to anyone at Northwestern, they can't say enough good things about what Tyler Lancaster does on and off the field for this program. Cleveland gets pushed back by almost the entire Northwestern D-line. And Nate Hall, the linebacker, got involved as well.
Well, they called a blitz, and they had a blitz right up the middle. And they timed out the snap count just perfectly, where the Bowling Green offensive line could not identify who was blitzing. Great timing by the Northwestern defense to disrupt that play.
Back-to-back tackles for loss for Mike Hankwitz and this Northwestern D. Sets up a 3rd and 13. Again, Morgan was pressure. And that time by Sam Miller, and Morgan had to get rid of it quickly.
Sam Miller brought the heat. It was only a 3-man rush, so they were dropping 8 coverage. Not too many holes to throw the ball with 8 dropping, and they still almost got the sack on a 3-man rush by Sam Miller. And looks like Morgan took a shot there. It was hurting a little bit.
Which the Bowling Green coaching staff's going to have to hold their breath. Grant Loy, Jarrett Dagey are the backup quarterbacks for them right now. 7th punt tonight for Bowling Green. And Nagel will just let it go. There's a flag. Hold your breath, Chuck Long. We have another special teams penalty. And we have an injury.
Personal foul, face mask, number 37 of the kick return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
All right, we will sort this out, and we will take a quick timeout right around the corner as Northwestern tending to another injured player at midfield. You're looking at redshirt freshman Django Glacken. They brought the card out to midfield to take him back to get tended to.
Looks like something on a wrist there. Here's the play. Here he is right in the middle. And rushing the punter, he couldn't get there. And it looks like that was left wrist caught on another player.
And the 15-yard penalty, the face mask by Mo Almasari on the right side of your screen.
There's a face mask right there. You can see it on Almasari. Got to keep those hands low. Don't get up near the head with those hands. They'll call it every time. It was a good call.
That penalty backs Northwestern up to its 2. And the Handoff to Jackson.
A lot of plays coming off the goal line. You have a very small package in your game plan, and it's usually about 3 runs and about 2 passes, and that's about it. And that was just a simple up-the-middle run, just trying to get a little breathing room. At the very least, you want to get 2 first downs out of it. If you don't, you want to give some breathing room for your punter. That's the whole thought process when you're coming off the goal line.
Thorson looking to throw. And he finds Skowronek, who's right around the chains.
And that's a good, safe play call because you're rolling out in the pocket. If it's not there, run the ball. And this is hard. Look at the thing, going to his left, squaring those shoulders up and delivering a dart to Skowronek in a curl zone. That is a very hard throw to make. A curl route going to your left for a right-handed quarterback.
His 3rd catch of the night gives Northwestern another first down. The big question, who would be the go-to receiver after Austin Carr graduated last year?
We're still trying to find that one out. Skowronek's really making a name for himself tonight.
Jackson with the short yardage pickup. Austin Carr, of course, last year led the Big Ten in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns, and he's hoping to make a little bit of a career with the Saints.
Yeah, great player here, but they don't have that right now at Northwestern. They're still trying to find that out. That's why they're rotating a lot of receivers in there. But I'd go with Dickerson and Skowronek right now as your 2 main guys for the rest of the year.
Dickerson, 7 catches, over 100 yards receiving here tonight. Here's Jackson. He's got some room to move. Makes a move across the 50 and a big gainer for Justin Jackson.
Well, you saw the elusiveness and speed of Justin Jackson, and you might bottle him up for a little while. Here comes the outside zone. Sticks his left toe in the ground. Makes a miss. Tough in the open field. And look at him at the end there, tucking that ball, feeling the pressure around him on the tackle.
His longest run of the year, 42 yards. Thorson stepping in, and he finds Larkin. Larkin jukes it inside. Larkin still going. And he fumbled into the end zone.
Bowling Green came up with the ball. This Bowling Green ball. On a great run by Larkin and just coughed up the football. Again, those are things that drive coaches crazy. Got a nice job by Thorson getting Larkin the ball. Here he is at the end. Ball just got stripped and came out.
We will take a timeout, but when we come back, it'll be Bowling Green football after the Larkin fumble. The big fumble by Northwestern, Jeremy Larkin, results in a Bowling Green pickup and maybe an opportunity here to build a little bit of momentum.
Watch Brandon Harris here. If you're a young defensive player in high school, this is how you play defense. He's dropping in pass coverage away from the play. They get a big gain, and he's hustling all the way over and strips the ball. You never know when you can cause that fumble and create an opportunity for your team. Brandon Harris did that just by hustle.
Moving the chains, catch complete to Tio Redding.
We'd love to see guys hustling all over the field. Bowling Green is struggling this football game, and they're still hustling, trying to make plays.
How about this shot? You got the veteran talking to the freshman. Justin Jackson talking to Jeremy Larkin, who's kept his helmet on, right? He wants to get back out there. Deep ball attempt again to Redding, who gets tripped up. And Montre Hardage on the coverage.
And James Morgan wanted a penalty there, but that was an uncatchable ball. This little play fake. Hey, you block him and I'll throw the ball. But if you threw the ball out of bounds, that's uncatchable. Not a penalty.
Handoff to Wilson. You talk about Montre Hardage and this Northwestern secondary. The starters, Kyle Cairo, Godwin Egwebuike, Trey Williams. There was a little bit of a concern if he would be able to play, but they are a banged-up group. And speaking of banged up, that's Jordan Thompson.
They're banged up, but they played well tonight for the most part. They had early man coverage in this game, and they were getting burned in their man coverage. Mike Hankwitz, the defense coordinator, Justin went to zone coverage, and they're playing a lot better. But you have Hardage out there to start with. When you have a cover corner like him, you can do a lot of things with your defense. Hard to throw the ball on Hardage. And that'll help them throughout the course of the year, but yes.
You look at the injured secondary. So Brian Bullock is out tonight. Roderick Campbell, Marcus McShepard, Keith Watkins is out for the year. I mean, they really had 6 healthy defensive backs going into tonight.
And this was the strength of the defense going into the year. They kept talking about how good the secondary is going to be, but we have a few injuries now. That changes things.
Morgan again back to throw. And a nice gain here for Bowling Green. Jared Wyatt with the catch.
Jared Wyatt just stayed outside the numbers, and there's nobody there. There wasn't a safety in the flat or the corner out. They all got sucked into the play fake or inside, and he was wide open on the sideline.
It's a gain of 21. And Bowling Green is sitting at midfield. Again, pressure coming. There was a safety blitz. Trey Williams had his eye on James Morgan. And the other catch for Wyatt.
It's an incomplete pass, but that's a nice job by James Morgan in the pocket. They threw a blitz on him. He stayed poised in the pocket. Threw a corner blitz. Here comes the corner. They pick it up. He gets up and inside, tries to make a play, but actually a good throw. They need to make the catch for him.
Wilson in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Patty Fisher on the tackle. James Morgan, we knew he had an arm. It was just a question of accuracy. Coming into tonight, a little bit better.
Well, you have to figure out what they can do best. You know, when I was coaching quarterbacks, you can't run all the same plays for everybody. You find out what they do best, and you cater to that. You find different ways and different wrinkles to get to those same plays, those same throws. And they've done that tonight.
15 of 25 on the evening. Domer's now in the backfield. Again intended for Reading. And it's Trey Williams there on the pass breakup.
Trey Williams almost had an interception there. It was right in his hands. A little slant route, and Trey Williams ran the route for the receiver.
Trey Williams, what a great story. He tore his Achilles in early March, and he returned last week because of emergency purposes, really 5 weeks earlier than what Northwestern anticipated.
Yeah, he's back and looks good moving around. You saw him jump on the slant route, anticipate that quickly, read the quarterback's eyes.
Davidson with the punt. That'll roll into the end zone. And we will take a timeout with under 3 to play in the third. Both of these teams still looking to score in this quarter. Wednesday on Sports Light with Mike Hall. Mike gets much-needed dance lessons. Are you kidding me? From the members of the Rutgers football team. Sports Light with Mike Hall Wednesday night at 11 Eastern on BTN. Speaking of dance moves, I'm actually shocked that this show still exists because you and I were both showing off our dance moves. I say that very lightly. In the first episode, and it's like in week 3 now for Sports Light still. I thought they would cancel the show.
After our dancing, probably so. Probably should have.
I noticed
he does a great job.
You kind of hid in the back row, though. That was good strategy on your part.
Absolutely.
Thorson back connects with Flynn Nagel for about a 5-yard gain.
Little bubble screen outside. Haven't thrown too many of those tonight. Little bubble screen, and Clayton Thorson still throwing the ball very well and very accurate tonight, keeping those receivers on the move.
Thorson again to Jackson, maybe trying to eat some time here. Jackson just at the first down marker. And that'll put him over 100 yards tonight.
I think the coaching staff is saying, get him 100 and get him out of there.
The 5th most in the Big Ten since 2000. Well, putting your names up with Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon. You're doing pretty good if you can do that.
Pretty good. Pretty good company. He's had a nice career. I'd get him out of the game soon, though.
Thorson again to Dickerson. Justin Jackson, one of the better running backs in the conference and one of the best in Northwestern history. This is what he did last season, the most 100-yard games in the Big Ten, matching the widths of Corey Clement, Rodney Smith, and Akram Wadley.
And this was a much maligned offensive line last year, and he still led the Big Ten in rushing.
Fake to Jackson. A connection to Riley Lease, who's still going.
And a redshirt freshman catches a little swing pass, a little bubble screen. It's the second time you've seen it. Nice little weapon off the run game. And what the quarterback's doing is counting numbers in the box. If there's more numbers in the box against the run, he's going to throw the bubble screen. If they're covering the bubble, he's going to hand the ball off. It's a nice run-pass option for quarterbacks nationally now.
342 passing yards for Clayton Thorson. Again, the handoff to Jackson, who wiggles his way in for the first down. By the way, that pass game I was talking about with Clayton Thorson, he has gone to 8 different receivers tonight.
I think that's 3 games in a row he's gone to 8 different receivers. Even against Duke, he did that. They just weren't, wasn't an efficient night. But he's on fire tonight. He's really looking receivers off and defenders and really throwing the ball accurately.
Oh, he's moving. He had pressure coming, gets it away. But it was Darion Hutchins, like a heat-seeking missile, providing the pressure on Thorson. And Thorson took a hard shot.
Yeah, just a little bootleg here. Moved the pocket, kept his eyes down the field, took a shot there. He's tough. He's tough. He's from Wheaton.
Jackson won't go down. He refuses. Still gaining some yardage. Nate Locke was the guy who finally was able to bring him down.
He seems to get stronger as the game goes. Every time I watch him play, gets stronger as the game goes. And great fourth quarter back last year. He led the Big Ten in rushing.
He's a great October and November back. His numbers in August and September don't even compare to what he does towards the end of the season. The end of the quarter is here. The fourth quarter right around the corner. 35-7 was your score at the half. 35-7 is your score at the start of the fourth quarter. Neither one of these teams put up any points in the third. With the College Football Hall of Famer Chuck Long, I'm Lisa Bynes, and there's a lot to talk about the success of this Northwestern offense tonight. But let's start with Justin Jackson. What has made him so good? And again, picking up another 100-yard rushing night.
Well, they gave him the ball early in the game. That's what has made him good, and they didn't do that last week. But you have to give a great back like Justin Jackson the ball early. Let him get into the rhythm of a game as well. That's what it's all about for a running back. Just like a quarterback that gets in the rhythm, your running back needs it too.
Well, this time Thorson will keep it. You know, I mentioned going to break that Jackson has even better numbers in August and September, and he improves on those numbers in October and November. So you're saying not only does he get better as the game goes on, he gets better as the season goes on.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for opponents because he'll wear you out in the fourth quarter and late in the season like you're talking about, Lisa. Those are good traits for a running back. Strong, durable running back, Justin Jackson.
Doing that on 16 carries. And Thorson will keep it. You saw that he was the third Wildcat to get more than 5,000 all-purpose yards in his career. I mean, you name it, and he is climbing up any sort of record chart.
I like the fact that he's a competitor, but if I were them, I would get him out of the game.
You keep saying that.
I would. You got a long season ahead.
2nd and 11, he'll at least get one more carry, the stiff arm, and only really a gain of a couple. One of the things that he does so effectively well is that inside cutback. Can you teach that, or is that just instinctual?
That's instinctual. That's him. And I think he's even faster when he gets to the sideline. He likes to get to the sideline and get up the field where he does most of his work, but he has that jump cut and goes sideways as fast as anybody and goes forward. And that's a great trait to have and very rare.
Thorson backs to throw. He's going for Dickerson, who makes the catch and dives into the end zone, but they're going to mark it at about the 1-yard line.
What a combination between Thorson and Dickerson tonight. They have been lethal. Just a little wheel route or an out and up. Clayton Thorson looking left, throwing right. He's done that all night long, placed it perfectly. Excellent catch, great throw, perfect placement. Hard to defend that. Thorson is on the money tonight. He's red hot.
Almost looked like a touchdown. They're not going to call it as such. Or are they going to take a look at it?
They might take a look at it.
I think they're going to take a look at it. Pat Fitzgerald is out on the field.
It looks like a touchdown.
Timeout.
Nope.
And Northwestern calling a 30-second timeout.
I think Coach Fitzgerald thought it was.
I mean, in
too.
real-time action, it looked like it had a chance. Let's take another look.
Look at Thorson looking left, looking off his receivers, throwing right, perfect ball. And you see the catch. Yeah, he did go out. It was a good call. Saw that right foot, right after the catch, right there. You see it out of bounds. Ball's not over the plane. You're gonna look at it. Looks like he was juggling a little bit. Then he secured it. And his right foot's out before the ball goes over the plane. So that's a good call.
You know, of course, Northwestern taking its time trying to allow the replay officials to review that play. They didn't want to take the snap in case they would reverse that call. Hand off to Dickerson, looking to turn the corner. They're going to try to give him another chance at it.
Garrett Dickerson, the ball carrier.
Little jet sweep, like you said, Lisa, to the same spot. Same spot on the field, same corner. Bowling Green is all over. Good pursuit by Bowling Green. I like that they're still playing hard in the fourth quarter. That's a good sign for a coach. Probably not going to win this game, but they are playing hard still in the fourth quarter. When you're a coach and you're down in the game, you look for that on film, and Coach Jinks is going to like what he sees when he watches the tape.
Hand off to Justin Jackson, who's in for his third touchdown of the night. Northwestern has RSVP'd a big offensive night here at Ryan Field.
When in doubt, to Justin Jackson. Little counter play, under center play, old school football, goal line football. Justin Jackson has a nose for the goal line and showed his power up inside.
And Kubander is getting his reps, his extra point reps. Justin Jackson, one of the best running backs in Northwestern history, with another touchdown to his tally. Friday night, Big Ten Elite chronicles the 2016 Penn State football team's unforgettable run to the Big Ten Championship. Big Ten Elite 2016 Penn State football that premieres Friday at 7 Eastern on BTN. A 42-7 score here for Northwestern. That's the football side of things here tonight, but Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald always keeping an eye on things that they can do in terms of impacting people off the field. Under 12 to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, be a touchback here for Bowling Green. In the pregame, a real nice moment for Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald. He met with the special spectators. Now, they get a VIP experience. Now, these are all children who are battling some sort of serious illness. And Special Spectators is an organization and a group that provides some of these opportunities. And it's great throughout the fall season. Northwestern is one of 3 locations today that took part.
Yeah, it's just excellent to see head coaches getting involved with their community and doing something special for kids. And Pat Fitzgerald is great in his community, and all the head coaches do a great job with that. And it's good to see things.
New quarterbacks in for Bowling Green. That's Jarrett Dagey. Had trouble handling the snap, but he connects with Tio Redding, and that's interesting because the coaching staff was talking about how they would like to maybe possibly redshirt Dagey.
Well, they're getting him in the game now, just give him a little experience, and he drops the snap and has the poise. He's a freshman, has the poise enough to pick up the ball and deliver a strike. Right now, he has butterflies in his stomach. He's nervous. He saw it on the fumble snap, but do a nice strike.
Dagey, another pass complete.
Another good ball, just a sideline comeback play, and threw a bullet out there.
Derek Pudavon, the receiver. Now Dagey, his older brother Seth is the wide receiver coach. You saw he's out of Lubbock, Texas. Well, his older brother Seth is a pretty good quarterback for Texas Tech. 39 passing touchdowns his senior year. That was the second most in the country. Dagey now with a handoff to Domer. Nope, a fake to Domer. And taking it right up the middle instead.
These young quarterbacks are playing faster and faster anymore in today's football just because of that. They throw the ball so much more in high school than they did 5-10 years ago, and it's enabled them to play early at the collegiate level.
5-yard gain for Dagey. Will look to throw, this time connecting with Scott Miller.
And he has a nice drive going. And when you're a young quarterback in the game, you don't care about the score. You're not worried about that right now. You just want to play well and make the right reads, right decisions, and Dagey's doing that.
Yeah, the young freshman now 3 for 3 on this drive. And the handoff to Domer this time.
Bowling Green has a nice drive going here with a good mix. Had Domer with a nice run to the outside, but Northwestern's defense was out of whack there. They weren't lined up properly. Got a little dirt, grass in his helmet.
Yeah, his teammates got to take care of that, right? Dagey, that's off the fingertips of Datron Guyton. You mentioned the Texas connection with Jarrett Dagey. He's from Lubbock, Texas, but you know, there is a strong Texas connection, and you see the decal on the back of the Bowling Green helmets, the Texas emblem. That is in honor of the victims there of Hurricane, and the thoughts and obviously the prayers going out to everyone who's been affected by the hurricanes, not only in Texas, but in Florida. But a lot of this coaching staff from Bowling Green has those strong Texas connections, and you start with the head coach.
And, yeah, those are good ties to have, and just about every school wants to go into Texas, tries to go into Texas because they have so many athletes down there, and it's a heavily recruited state. And Coach Jinks, if you have ties down there already and you have relationships, that's where you want to stay.
Cibolo, Texas, and Steele High School is where Mike Jinks had a lot of success at the high school level. Here's Dagey forced to throw it, and it's incomplete. Matt Domer was the intended receiver.
And we talked about it before this, but I love the way Bowling Green is still competing in this football game. They're playing well. I mean, they're competing. They're not going to win this game, but at least Coach Jinks can say, you know what, guys, to his staff on the airplane, hey, we competed. We kept playing. We did not give up.
This is a very proud Bowling Green football program. MAC title game 3 straight years in 2013, 14, and 15. Of course, they missed last year in the first year of Mike Jinks. Going for it on 4th and 8. And Scott Miller, again, the intended receiver. Well, Jarrett Dagey tried to move Bowling Green down the field, but now Northwestern will take over on downs. Football on BTN is brought to you in part by State Farm, here to help life go right. And by Eat Street, the smartest shortcut between hungry and happy. That's a look of downtown Chicago right from Northwestern's campus. Arguably one of the more beautiful campuses here in the Big Ten, in the country. You see the offensive comparison. Pat Fitzgerald has to be happy with the Wildcats were able to do tonight.
Wow, 590 total yards, 8 of 10 on third downs. Those are key. Led by Justin Jackson, who was pressing last week against Duke. Boy, he set his blocks up a lot better tonight.
Matt Alvidi now the quarterback for Northwestern, and look at Alvidi go! Making the most of his playing time down the sideline, getting pushed out at about the 12-yard line.
And that's why they like Matt Alvidi in the quarterback run game. Play to his strength. Little quarterback run game. He reads the defensive end. There he is, showing the speed. A little bit faster than Clayton Thorson. But like you said, making the most of his opportunity. Good read. Coach Fitzgerald likes it. Says, stay in there. Let's do it again.
A 68-yard scamper for the backup QB. Jesse Brown is now your running back for Northwestern.
Same play. This time he read the defensive end. Defensive end stayed put, and Alvidi just handed the ball off.
Brown, the fourth running back that we've seen for the Cats. He's a redshirt freshman out of Georgia. Redshirted last year.
Now's the time you empty your bench, get them all in there, get some playing time, get some experience. You're going to need that down the road.
First minutes of playing time in Jesse Brown's career. He's going to get a chance to try to go to the end zone. How about that? The first career score for Jesse Brown.
Love the way, just a little outside zone play. Look at him. Wait for those blocks to set up for him. That takes it in for the touchdown. Nice patience there by Jesse Brown. Good patience. Let your block set up for you. Let it develop. We have a little fun on the sideline now. These are fun games when you're winning like this. Everybody getting into the act. The locker rooms a lot better. What a night and day difference from last week.
The fifth different Wildcat to score tonight, and Mackay Red with the extra point. So we even got a backup kicker. The backups are having a field day at Ryan Field. First, it was the backup QB, Alvidi. Setting things up for the backup running back, Jesse Brown, who punches it in.
Football to the 20, first and 10. Looking deep, needs a big play. And it is intercepted. Pass intended for Anderson, intercepted by Jordan Maven.
In celebrating 10 years of the Big Ten Network throughout football season, we'll be looking at plays like that, some of the more memorable ones across the conference.
There's been plenty over 10 years. It's been a great broadcast, and Big Ten football has picked it up a notch in the last 10 years.
And Northwestern remembering that upset against Wisconsin. Speaking of Wisconsin, the Badgers right around the corner in terms of schedule-wise. It's interesting because both Wisconsin and Northwestern next week both have a bye to prepare for that September 30th showdown.
And how they prepare in that bye will be important. You have 2 weeks to prepare, and that is a big game to start because those two teams, Northwestern, Wisconsin, one of those, this game could decide the West early.
How about how Northwestern starts the conference, though? Not only against Wisconsin, but then you turn around, you got to play a top 5 team in Penn State.
That's never easy anymore, right? You have to play them sooner or later. Might as well play them early.
Daggy stays in. and connects again with Jared Wyatt.
I like the way Daigie's throwing the football. I mean, he's very decisive right now. He's reading things right. Got a nice little combination going with Wyatt.
So back to the Wisconsin talk. You know, Jonathan Taylor has picked things up as a starting running back for the Badgers. We've talked about Alex Hornibrook at cornerback. They have one of the better tight ends in Troy Fumagalli. But you still pick Northwestern as a West Division favorite. Is that because you feel like Northwestern will win that matchup? And if you do, why?
Well, I do. I was going with the veteran quarterback and Clayton Thorson above Alex Hornibrook. I didn't think Alex was there. Just needed more experience. However, he had a great game today against BYU. And, you know, he's really come on. And I liked him from the beginning. I think he's going to be a fine quarterback. And then Justin Jackson. You have one of the better quarterbacks and the best running back in the league with a defense coming back and a secondary. Well, it's banged up now, but you have a secondary going in. That's where I thought Northwestern had the edge.
Daigie shrugging off the pressure that time. Wisconsin has that defensive system, too. A third straight defensive coordinator in Jim Leonard.
And they don't miss a beat, do they? They just keep on rolling on that defense, regardless of who's calling it. It's going to come down to one of those two teams right now.
A big gainer for Bowling Green. Coming up next, it's the Auto Owners Insurance Final Drive. Dave Rebson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith will take you around the Big Ten, and then they'll get to go home. And how could I forget Mike Hall?
That's right.
They let him play today.
They let him play. Good group. They have a lot of fun. Daigie to Pugh. He's really throwing some darts tonight. Very decisive. He's coming into the fourth quarter and wants to earn a job.
Yeah, 6 of 10 passing.
He's going to grade out well.
He was one of those early enrollees back in January. Can't connect that time. You know, you talk about Mike Jinks in this Bowling Green program, and he felt a little bit of heat after losing to South Dakota last week, but I felt like he really handled his press conference awfully well. He was given the question about fans being disgruntled, and his answer was this: I hope fans are disgruntled. I hope that they're passionate, because that's what fans should be.
Yeah, you want them passionate. You want them disgruntled. You don't want apathy in your fan base. That's what you don't want. It means they won't show up.
Terrence Stevens Jr. with the pickup.
Coaching is a tough profession. I've been on both sides of this. I've been at the pinnacle and I've been at the bottom. And it's tough either way, but it's really tough. We're at the bottom and you're trying to win games.
Daigie just kind of fell down. Might have felt the pressure coming from behind.
It takes a while to build a program. Coach Jinks is obviously figuring that out. But some programs take a little bit longer than others. What ruins it for everybody are the coaches that do it in 1 year or 2 years when they get there. But that's not reality. It takes time. I think it takes a good 5 years to build a program. Because that's when you get all of your recruits in, all your people in, and the staff set and how you want it. Unfortunately, you don't get that long sometimes.
Yeah, he's in year number 2. In 2016, Bowling Green ended by winning the last 3 games. And they're hoping to build on that momentum to start. And how about that? What kind of situation Northwestern now is gonna be faced with? Right on the one when we come back. Athletic Director Jim Phillips honoring the latest Sports Hall of Fame notable inductees. You're looking at Christine Brennan and Michael Wilbon. John Cherna, the former men's basketball player, also a part of this class.
It's a nice class.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like those medals they get.
TJ Green is now your quarterback for Northwestern.
Yeah, not the only Hall of Famer. You know, you brought out some old photos of me, Lisa. Payback. Here's a payback for you. Look at that.
Of all the photos, see, well, that's a little bit more decent. I think that was during warm-ups, since I was the backup point guard.
I love the headband. You're looking good, Lisa.
They actually got an action shot of me. There's very few of those that exist.
Hey, we're going to pull them out, too.
Turnabout is fair game, Chuck Long.
Fair game. Fair game.
You'll notice, though, I didn't go with the fro.
The hair was bad enough.
And trying to stay out of that end zone. Well, I will say, Chuck Long, it has been fun working with you tonight. I appreciate it. Obviously, given this opportunity, I appreciate as well with Big Ten Network and Mark Silverman, Mark Holsey, and Alex Birchie, allowing this opportunity to happen where I could take a break from sideline reporting. My thanks to our producer, Keon Dola-Shahi, and our director, Tom Hewitt. Of course, our spotter, Mike Bazemore, and statistician, Nick Pinto, who's hanging out with us here tonight. It's been fun.
Lisa, it's been an honor and privilege to work with you tonight in your first Big Ten Network football telecast as play-by-play.
I do have one criticism.
What's that?
The least that the network could have done is given me Kevin Kugler as a sideline reporter.
Yeah, where's Kevin? Kevin should have done that for you.
I go to great lengths to avoid just 1 week working with Kevin Kugler. I like Matt. It was mostly Kevin.
It's been a lot of fun, and you're going to have many, many more. It's going to be exciting. I'll be an old man someday. I'll have our picture on the wall. I say, yep, I was there first with her. First telecast.
You must not have many choices about pictures you put on your wall. Fourth down, well, Northwestern didn't have much of a chance on that series.
No. They were backed up, and they played very conservative there. Got Green banged up a little bit in those quarterback sneaks. I never liked those quarterback sneaks. I tried to talk my coach out of them. Just running clock now. It's been a lot of fun, and Northwestern, they got back on track from a tough game last week. Credit to the coaching staff.
Yeah, certainly something to build on. Pat Fitzgerald wanted to see his quarterback run, wanted to see return to the run game. He got all that and more. We will take a quick timeout. Western with a 49-7 edge. Under 2 minutes to play in this one. You're just joining us. The Cats put up 35 in the first half. Marcus Milton back to receive. He had a fair catch call, and then he changed his mind. Justin Jackson, one of the reasons why this Northwestern offense was so good, are East Street's fastest delivery.
Yeah, he was patient tonight. You know, those blocks set up for him. He set up some blocks as well. And then when he had the open field, he made guys miss like he always does. Protects the football, and he's a great receiver out of the backfield. One of the best in the country. Good all-around back. Here he is with power up inside on the goal line. He didn't press. Last week he pressed. The coaching staff told us that. Tonight he was more patient with his blocks. Set them up, let them set it up for him, and he made the most of it tonight.
He almost averaged about 7 yards per carry tonight.
And they gave him the ball early, which they needed to do.
Again, he wasn't healthy going into that Duke game. He did not have sort of the practice reps that he normally gets,
right.
and Pat Fitzgerald had to address that.
He's the heart and soul of the team. He's tough, creates toughness around him throughout the football team. Very durable. Has a great smile, great personality. Gonna play on Sunday.
Well, you talk about his health, though. It's amazing that as many carries as he's gotten, as much workload as he's gotten, that he, knock on wood, hasn't had any major injuries in his career so far.
He has. I think he's averaging, you know, when they win games, he's carrying the ball between 28, 30 times a game.
They got a stoppage in action. Looks like Mark Gooden is getting tended to here for Northwestern with about a minute to play. We will step aside. Here at Ryan Field, they are helping Mark Gooden off the field. Walking very gingerly. By the way, we did not see Jaylen Brown. He was listed as out immediately after that injury happened, which did not look good.
No.
So we hope for the best for him as well.
Hope for the best. They've had a few tonight. And they've had more depth this year than they've had in the past, which helps. They had a veteran group coming back on both sides of the ball and some more depth. But you don't like to see those injuries. There's still a long year left, and hopefully he can come back very soon.
Clayton Thorson, what a day he had. Another 300-yard passing game.
He's very decisive in his throws, setting his feet, instead of just using his arm and not setting his feet like he has in the past. The 2 games that I've done, the first game and this third game, he's been on point. But he's led in a great way tonight.
4th career 300-yard pass game. He's just a junior. You kind of feel like he's a senior with this team.
Yeah, he's a veteran. And he and Justin Jackson need to take this team, put them on their backs, and from a leadership standpoint, need help around you, of course, but it's good to see guys like Dickerson using him more. He's a veteran.
Final few seconds of this game about to tick off. Justin Jackson, another 100-yard rush game. And he is hunting down that all-time Northwestern rush record, chasing down Damian Anderson. The 3 touchdowns ties a career high tonight. He's a guy who studies running backs. Tyrell Sutton, Damian Anderson, Darnell Autry, then Rick Martin.
Yeah, the big guns came out tonight. Your veteran guys, Thorson, Jackson, Dickerson. Skoranek got into the act.
And isn't that what Pat Fitzgerald told us would happen? I mean, when he talked about this week, I was at their practice on Wednesday. It was a high-energy practice, and he said, look, I'm going to lean on our 4 captains. Right. I'm going to lean on my veterans to send the message. I don't really even have to say anything.
When I was in college playing, coaches talked a lot more to us when we were younger. As we got older in the system, they talked less and less because they relied on our leadership. Same thing with Pat Fitzgerald, with Clayton Thorson, Justin Jackson. He shouldn't have to say a lot to those guys. Hey, you go out and lead your football team. I've got you to this point. Now it's your turn.
You can add another W to this Northwestern schedule, so they will end the non-conference season with a 2-1 record. Again, they will have a bye. Wisconsin will also have a bye, and then you got the showdown coming up on September 30th.
Good bye to have to get some guys healthy, and then you're coming off a great win.
Daggy going end zone and a hard hit.
Yeah, Daggy led that one up there. A little too long for...
J.R. Pace was the one who provided the hit for Northwestern.
Pace provided the hit and hurt himself. This is an over-the-middle throw. Trying to lead his receiver. So Pace was trying to play the ball.
You know, the secondary already depleted because of injuries. J.R. Pace, they weren't really expecting to play him. He's just a freshman. He kind of walks off gingerly.
That should do it.
That'll be the final play of the game. A dominating first half offensively, especially for Pat Fitzgerald, one of the differences tonight.
Yeah, big difference in last week, and they needed that bad going into Big Ten play. Have a bye week to get healthy. Clayton Thorson, Justin Jackson, Dickerson all had a great night tonight. Good win for Northwestern going into Big Ten play.
And improving to 2-1 overall. And like we said, they got the Badgers right around the corner. Well, this was fun. Thank you, Chuck Long. We hope you enjoyed it as well. A 49-7 finish. Coming up next, we'll take you to the conclusion of Penn State and Georgia State. It's Brandon Gaudin, Glenn Mason, and Elise Menaker with the call on that one. For now, we say so long. For Chuck Long, our entire crew, I'm Lisa Byington. This has been a presentation of BTN.